Time, 1 week later. Place, a room in the People's Hall of Justice. On stage are Effie and Pavel and 3 persons dressed in judicial robes and who are seated behind a desk. They are people's judges 1, 2, and 3. Comrade Efria Pavlova Stepanikova, you are charged with consulting with the enemy during time of war, creating a public disturbance, and the spreading of false and seditious statements. How do you plead?
I pray for all of you. In the name of Jesus, I absolve you for your sins.
Comrade, under Section 4, Paragraph 5, subsection T of the People's Judicial Act of 1931, you are required to enter a plea.
Plea for what? I had nothing to plead for.
Comrade, do not mock this court. Displaying disrespect for the people's judicial process is a serious offense.
Perhaps the comrade needs a little more time to consider her reply.
There is nothing to consider. She must enter a plea, guilty or not guilty.
Guilty of what? What have I done? What are they talking about? The People's Security Service submitted a report on your activities. You were detained and now face adjudication. Arrangement? Adjudication? What are these words?
Effie, answer the court.
What am I to say?
Guilty or not guilty?
Comrade, this court has many cases in its docket, and if you do not reply soon, we will enter a plea for you. We must move your case forward quickly.
Your Honors, with your permission, please let me speak with my sister.
Please, identify yourself.
I am Pavel Pavlovich Stepanikov. I am a major in the Red Army. I am the comrade's older brother.
Your request is highly unusual. However, in the interest of justice, the court will grant you your request. However, make it brief.
Effie, how could you do what you did?
What did I do that was so terrible?
You broke through security and gave aid to the enemy and got me into trouble too.
I was obeying the teachings of the one who rules the world.
Are you finished yet?
Soon, Your Honor.
Make it quick. We must move this case forward.
Please, Effie, cooperate with the court. I'm sure that if you do, it will show you leniency.
Time is up now, comrade. Please enter your plea.
If I plead not guilty, then what happens?
We will conduct a trial.
And if I plead guilty? The court will require that you confess to your crimes and in return for sparing the state the expense of trial, may order a reduced sentence.
Take the latter. Plead guilty and get this over with.
But if I plead guilty, I will not be telling the truth.
The court is waiting. Not
Guilty. Let the record show that the comrade pleaded not guilty.
Pursuant to People's Judicial Regulation 23 to 47, Section 18, Paragraph 4B, subsection 327, this court will now convene a trial. Further, pursuant to Section 23, Paragraph 97, Section G of the regulation, this court will now assign itself the dual roles of prosecutor and adjudicator.
Your Honor, that is outrageous. That is an obvious conflict of interest.
Are you questioning the competency of this court to adjudicate this matter fairly and impartially?
No, Your Honor, I was just making a point of inquiry regarding the rules of the court. If the court is prosecuting this case, then how can the court possibly rule against itself?
Comrade Major, what are you insinuating? That you wish to return to the old corrupt methods of dispensing justice? Methods that were nothing but a sham? Under the old system, justice was bought. Those with money could easily buy their way out of trouble. After the revolution, all that bourgeois pseudo legal mumbo jumbo was abolished and replaced with a system that ensures the speedy and efficient dispensation of justice uncorrupted by outside influence.
But is it fair to the defense?
Of course, it is fair. How dare you even question the integrity of this court? What do you take us for? Political hacks? Cronies on the take? Bourgeois sycophants corrupted and oiled up by money? No, comrade, that decadent time is gone. And to that, this court says good riddance. Comrade Major, the court wishes to remind you that these proceedings will be conducted in accordance with all applicable laws, rules, and regulations pursuant to the operation of the People's Court, and that the decision of this court shall be final and not subject to appeal. With that stipulated, the comrade still has the right to withdraw a not guilty plea and save the state needless expense. However, once the trial commences, she will forfeit that right. So, comrade, do you wish to withdraw the not guilty plea?
You mean change my not guilty plea to guilt?
That is correct. The court awaits your reply.
You can still change your mind.
Why, I have done nothing
You've
wrong.
broken the law.
That is man's law. I obeyed a higher law that commands forgiveness.
So, comrade, do you wish to change your plea?
No, I'm not guilty of anything.
Let the trial commence. It is so ordered.
Comrade, according to the official report submitted by the State Security Police, during an official military operation, namely the movement of German prisoners of war through the city of Moscow, you broke through the security cordon, ignored orders from the guards to stop, consulted with one or more enemy prisoners, made seditious statements, and provided said prisoners with tangible aid in the form of food, which could have been used to conceal weapons.
May I see a copy of that report?
Request denied. Comrade defendant has been informed of the content of the report. To provide a copy would be redundant and a waste of time and in violation of applicable law governing the management of classified information.
Further, under section 2178, subsection 63, paragraph 7, item G of the People's Law governing the rules of evidence, all reports and documents generated by the State Security Service are presumed to be complete and accurate and not subject to review.
However, on behalf of my sister, who is not well versed in matters of law, I again ask that my sister be provided a copy of the report.
And again, your request is denied. According to section 2196, subsection 96, paragraph P, item K of the People's Law governing the rule of evidence, all records of the People's Security Service are top secret and are not open for review.
Then could we at least be provided the name of the officer who filed the report?
Request denied pursuant to section 4, paragraph G, subsection 2 of State Security Rules and Regulations as amended in 1934. The idea of state security agents is classified information, the disclosure of which is strictly prohibited.
Comrade defendant first, did you do what the report alleges?
I forgot what the report alleges.
Your Honor, this is why we need a copy of the report.
Your obstructionistic tactics are trying the patience of this court and will not be tolerated.
But Your Honor, I honestly cannot remember what the report said. Could you please read what it said?
Request denied. Now, comrade defendant, tell us in your own words what you did to cause you to be arrested.
I did nothing.
What do you mean, nothing?
Nothing.
Listen, you must have done something, otherwise this case would not have come to the attention of this court.
I did nothing wrong.
So, you did not break through a security cordon?
What is the security cordon?
And you did not ignore orders to stop.
I was not so ordered by the one who rides from the above.
And you did not consort with German prisoners?
Consort? What does that mean?
Comrade defendant, I must demand that you stop wasting the court's time. You know exactly what this court is asking you about, and you know exactly what you did. If you persist in this charade, the consequences for you and for the comrade major as well could be severe.
No way. I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't even with her.
Your Honor, I admit I was arrested, but I did nothing wrong.
One way or another, this court will get to the bottom of this. The evidence shows that you were the ringleader of a spy network that infiltrated the highest echelons of Red Army for the purpose of fomenting counter-revolution.
Using the cover of the parade, you cleverly contacted your German operatives in the parade, conveying to them classified military information.
But Your Honor, she's just a girl, and the Germans were heavily guarded.
Not so heavily guarded that she could not make contact with the co-conspirators, the secret state security service must always maintain the highest level of vigilance, especially now during the war. It is their sacred duty.
Your Honors, you are mistaken. I acted alone in obedience to the teachings found in the good book.
There is only one good book, the Communist Manifesto, and only one great teacher, Comrade Stalin, who is the source of all wisdom and understanding. Do you understand that?
Comrade Stalin is a great leader, but an even greater leader, the one who sacrificed his life for all of us, compelled me to act.
To give aid to the enemy, the very enemy that killed our people, pillaged our towns, and terrified the entire nation?
Yes, even to them. For to forgive is divine. We must love our enemy.
Your eyes. My sister is highly impressionable and does not know what she's saying.
That is not so. I know exactly what I'm saying, and I know exactly what I did. My actions were ordained from above.
Where did you learn such rubbish?
It is not rubbish.
It is the rantings of a foolish and dangerous person who cannot be trusted.
I appeal to the court to be lenient.
I don't care what you do to me. My ways are set. I'm on a mission for the Lord. It is He who commands me.
Let me ask you this. Did you learn this stuff in school?
No, it was divine inspiration.
You see, she's obviously delirious.
Yes, I am. Delirious with joy, knowing that I'm doing what the Lord commands. Whom to all who ignore His message, for He is everywhere and the source of all the truth.
Stop this seditious practice at once. Your comments violate Section 18, Paragraph 3, Subsection A, Item 14 of the People's Act prohibiting all religious propaganda, enacted in 1931 and amended in 1938.
Men govern men, but the Lord governs all. He is the supreme authority and the light.
This is going much too far. You and your brother are part of a nest of spies and must be punished in accordance with the law.
But I told you, my brother had nothing to do with this. I acted alone.
Comrade judges, I did everything I could to stop my sister.
Everything?
If you did everything, then why is she still alive?
I don't understand the question.
Section 176, subsection 45, paragraph R, item 97 of the People's Family Loyalty Act of 1928 authorizes all family members to report all suspicious behavior, including that of immediate family members, if they have probable cause to believe that such behavior poses a threat to the security of the state. You violated that law.
That law is unfair and barbaric.
That comment constitutes seditious slander against the state. Pursuant to Section 2100, Paragraph K, Section 456 of the People's Law outlawing unauthorized public statements, all statements that impugn the motives of the state are strictly prohibited. Perhaps this court should expand this inquiry to include the Red Army. Who knows how many other officers are harboring these same criminal thoughts? Any action or utterance that erodes public confidence in the legitimacy of the state poses a direct threat to the survival of the state and must be suppressed at once.
My brother is a loyal member of the Red Army and has served his country faithfully.
Comrade defendant, your comments are self-serving, out of order, and divert attention away from the facts of your case.
I was only defending my brother, whose motives are as pure as snow.
The evidence indicates otherwise.
Section 23, subsection 98, paragraph R, subsection 183 of the People's Law governing the operations of special security tribunals mandates this court to investigate all suspicious activities involving possible attempts to compromise state security. You could have acted without that. You could not have acted without the active support of traitorous elements within the ranks of the Red Army.
Please, your honors, I acted alone.
That is impossible. You conspired with others to foment discord. The court directs you to reveal the identities of the officials with whom you conspired.
I conspired with no one except the one who sits at the right of the Lord, who created the world and commands me to act.
Aha. So you do admit you were a part of the conspiracy.
Yes, but it was with the one who rhymes above.
Is that his code name?
He has no name.
So you cannot tell us his actual name?
He's known by many names.
Many names? How wide is this nest of co-conspirators?
He is here with us and everywhere. He was with me when I acted, right now as I speak.
We do not see him. Point him out to us.
I cannot.
Then you are misleading this court. Your evasiveness violates section 76, paragraph 234, subsection 16, subparagraph H of the People's Law outlawing misleading statements, but strictly prohibits any statements that deliberately impede the efficient operation of the courts.
Of course you cannot see him because you are blind of the truth.
This court is not blind.
But you are, for if you were not, you would see him.
You speak in riddles, but this court has no time for riddles.
I speak plainly, but you will not listen.
Such impudence.
You mentioned something about truth. What is the truth?
It is that which is written in the good book.
Pursuant to section 126, paragraph 9, subsection 18, subparagraph K of the People's Law prohibiting the publication of unlawful books. All books not specifically approved by the state are banned.
You said all these laws that provide us with no copies of what it is you are citing.
The court has no legal obligation to share anything with the defendant or her associates.
Does the comrade defendant have anything else to say or any evidence to submit in the defense for this court passes sentence?
I did nothing wrong. The Germans are our fellow human beings and we must show them compassion. I know what they have done and how hurtful have been their actions, but they were under the influence of the evil one. To display them like freaks, violate the sacred commandments brought down from Sinai and the message of love delivered by the Messiah in his Sermon on the Mount. For he taught us to pray, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. The kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Would want to be loved and give succor to those who suffer. I believe in love and forgiveness and forgive you for what you're about to do."
I ask the court not to judge my sister harshly, for she knows not what she was doing. As for me, do with me what you will. In these matters, you have the final authority.
Comrade defendant, this court finds you guilty of all charges and hereby sentences you to 10 years protective segregation at a facility to be determined by the People's Office for Education and Enlightenment. As for your co-conspirator, Major Pavel Pavlovich Stepanikov, his case will be referred to the Red Army for further adjudication in a manner to be determined by his commanders, with periodic inquiry by the court into the status of his case, especially regarding the discovery of evidence exposing the source of security leaks within the Red Army. This court hereby declares this case closed, so ordered. Next case.
Scene 8. Time, 3 years later. Place, the People's Center for Scientific Research and Advancement of Knowledge. Despite its title, the center is an urban gulag located just a few blocks from the Kremlin in Moscow. Everyone inside the building are inmates, including the managers. There are no guards posted anywhere inside the building. The inmates literally run the prison. On stage are 3 inmates. They are Hans, Bauer, and Wilhelm. All 3 are sitting in front of the machine that they have been assigned to operate.
I have no idea how to operate this machine.
Just a bunch of junk like everything else in this country.
It could be worse.
Listen, I just want to get out of here. For 3 years we've been trapped here. Does anyone even know that we're alive?
Yes, you know that you're alive, and Hans and I know that you're alive, so cut your griping. You're not alone, be thankful for that.
Thankful for what? For the past 3 years of my life being wasted? For getting stuck in this godforsaken place fighting for guys who wind up killing himself and leaving us in the lurch?
I hope my parents are okay. I think about them all the time. I hope they're not too worried about me.
Listen guys, so far we've lucked out. We're still alive. If that camp they sent us to in Siberia didn't kill us, then nothing could.
I wonder why they transferred us here.
Who knows and who cares? No sense in trying to figure it out. Maybe they thought that us being Germans, we'd make good machine operators.
I wouldn't know a gearbox from a toolbox.
But don't tell them that.
Yeah, they might shoot you for lying.
I thought Russia was supposed to be a worker's paradise.
It is, if you're not a worker. Conditions in this country are bad. I saw how people live when I was paroled to work in this factory in town. The town was an out-and-out dump. I think we're probably better off in prison. Nobody in this country has money.
Who cares? Our job is to survive and hope for the best.
I do hope for the best, but it doesn't help.
I know that, Hans.
I feel that I'm buried alive. At least they're not working us to death.
I wonder where they got this machinery from.
Let's see. It says here, made in Germany. No surprise there. Now I know why they transferred us here. German machines, German prisoners, German know-how. Except that we don't know how. How did the Russians ever win this war?
Did they really win?
That's what they told us, right?
Stop prattling on. Germany lost the war and you know it. You heard the gods celebrating.
It's hard to imagine Germany without Hitler.
It's hard for me to now imagine that Germany even had a Hitler.
Hey, he meant well,
How do you know that?
because he wanted to make Germany great again.
Instead he destroyed it. Such a beautiful country.
Especially the Black Forest area where I grew up.
I stayed in a hotel there once. We had a lot of fun.
It seems like such a long time ago.
Time is relative. Here, it means nothing.
What kind of country dumps you in a prison and leaves you to rot?
Germany had its dumping grounds too.
You mean like for garbage?
In a manner of speaking, yeah,
You must dispose of garbage somehow, right?
that's right. Now I'm going to tell you guys something. But before I do, you must vow that what I'm about to reveal to you, you will keep a secret. If you agree, say I swear.
I swear.
I swear.
I was a guard in a concentration camp.
In a concentration camp? You mean that those places really existed?
Yes, they did.
I didn't believe they existed either. I heard stories about those camps, but I thought they were just propaganda whipped up by the enemy.
Well, it wasn't propaganda. If the Russians find out about my background, I'll be shot faster than you can blink your eyes.
And they'll probably shoot us as well. Why do you have to wait 3 years to tell us?
Just in case the Russians do some checking up, at least you'll know why they're arresting me.
Is there anything else we need to know about you?
Yes, I don't like nosy people.
That leaves me out.
Let's keep it that way.
When's chow time?
Don't you mean slop time?
Okay, slop time. Sarge, how was the food in the camps?
For the guards, okay. For the inmates, real swill stuff that will make you puke.
Didn't that bother you that they were big fed crap?
They deserve it. They were the traitors and saboteurs who stabbed Germany in the back after the First War. They got what was coming to them.
At least many of those traitors and saboteurs were not adults. There were a lot of young kids in there too. Even babies. It was awful. After a while I couldn't take it. I started having nightmares. That's when I joined the army.
In the youth, we were told nothing about this. It was all fun and games and learning how to become a soldier.
What's wrong with that? We're talking this way because we lost and because we're stuck here. Maybe forever. If Germany lost, it was Hitler's fault. He misled us.
We let him mislead us, so we have only ourselves to blame.
Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just a kid.
The innocence of you.
Just because I'm young doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm going through exactly what you're going through. I think the Russians are playing with us. They're using us as tools. They keep us alive to make a point. What that is, I don't know. I've been interrogated many times. I don't know what they're after. I told them everything I know, which isn't much, and I don't bear grudges against the Russians. In fact, I respect that the food could be better and accommodations more comfortable, but I'm surviving and believe that this is all part of some larger plan that I can't even begin to understand.
Wow. Hans, when did you become a philosopher?
Now you're making fun of me.
Don't give me an attitude. I can still knock you on your ass.
Knock me on my ass? What? That's the best you can say?
Hans, you're finally growing up. Congratulations.
I grew up a long time ago. You just didn't notice it.
I don't like being around a smart aleck, which is what you've become. Why don't you keep your mouth shut? It's hard enough having to wake up every morning in a dungeon without having to deal with a sourpuss like
I
you.
didn't ask to be here either.
Okay, both of you stop bickering. We got to stick together. It's a matter of survival.
Effie enters. She's pushing a cart. The cart cart contains a large bowl that is filled with a brackish liquid mix that approximates a soup. Next to the bowl is a bag filled with mold-covered bread.
Mealtime.
Where's the guy who brings us food?
How should I know?
What do you learn German?
In school.
Your German is good.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. Don't I know you from somewhere? Remember, while we were being marched to Moscow, a girl ran over and gave us bread? You're that girl. Unbelievable. What are you doing here?
Serving my time.
For what?
Giving aid to the enemy.
Because he gave us bread?
I don't want to discuss it.
What's your name?
Inmate number 2385467.
And please don't play with us. Now, what's your name?
Effie.
Thank you, Effie. I'm Bauer. This is Sergeant Wilhelm. And this is Hans. We are the three men you helped.
Hello, Effie.
I still can't believe it. For the past 3 years, I was hoping to meet you again so I could express my thanks to you for what you did. It was a decent and a courageous act.
That got me into a lot of trouble.
That's too bad. I hope you have no regrets.
We didn't ask for your help.
I know that.
As you can see, we are not monsters.
I never said you were.
But your country says we are.
To me, you were inmates. Just like me.
But you've never been convicted of any crime?
You invaded my country and murdered my people, which are crimes.
I personally did not murder anyone.
You were the enemy.
What became of Hitler?
Hitler is dead. He killed himself. You didn't know that?
We heard rumors that he died, but we've been cut off from the news.
Now you know. Does that change anything?
When will we get out of here?
How should I know?
How's the food here?
I just got here, so I can't tell you.
Looks like the same swill that they dished out in Siberia.
You were in Siberia?
How do we know that you're not a spy?
Are you?
No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm an inmate.
Well, we don't want to get you into any more trouble.
No trouble. I will pray for you.
We don't need your prayers.
Yes, you do. You have much to atone for.
Save you preaching for church.
Churches are banned.
You helped us 3 years ago. Thank you. Now service that slop and get out of here.
Hans, please, she helped us.
Meanwhile, we're still here.
Why'd you do it, Effie?
I was commanded to by the Lord.
But we were the enemy.
What I did, I was compelled to do. The good book teaches us to forgive those who transgress against us.
Even those who commit murder.
Yes.
Here we are in this God-forsaken country that mocks religion, and we come across a religious fanatic. I find all of this to be grotesque.
Maybe it wasn't meant to be.
So you believe too?
I didn't say that. And don't put words in my mouth. I'm just one of those German soldiers that trashed your country, and maybe I'd do it again if I was ordered to. I have no use for people like you, for your system and your country, which is a dump.
That's right, Missy.
I'll pray for
Well, maybe you should save yourself first.
Yeah, save yourself and leave us alone. You're just trouble. You did something that got yourself busted. Thank you for helping us 3 years ago. Now dish out that mud and leave us be.
you. May the Lord look after you and comfort you in your time of need.
And the same to you. Your kindness will not be forgotten.
I know. I'm reminded of it every waking moment of my life, and even in my sleep.
Effie gives each man a tin bowl, fills the bowls with soup, then exits. 3 men eat their food in silence. End of scene 8. Scene 9. Time, next day. Place, a stairway. Hans and Effie meet on the stairway landing.
Hello.
Good day. Where are you going?
To the 8th floor. What about you?
To the kitchen. That's where I'm assigned.
Are you the cook?
No, just the server.
Do you eat what we serve?
Yes,
The food stinks.
I know.
You Russians really have it in for us.
I don't have it in for you. I forgive you for your transgressions.
Stop judging us.
I was sent here to do the work of the Lord.
Funny hearing that from a Bolshevik.
I'm not a Bolshevik.
But shouldn't you be more careful as to what you said?
My life is not my own to live. I live for a higher purpose.
I don't believe you for a second. I think you're a spy who's been sent here to monitor us. How can you not hate us?
To hate would violate the teachings of the one who is the king over all of us. Yet I do not blame you for doubting me. That is the work of the devil, the same devil that made you invade my country, kill millions of people, and terrorize the entire world. To this day, I do not know if my parents and my 2 sisters and my brothers are still alive. It will be easy to blame you and denounce you and abuse you and even physically attack you. But that would be wrong. I will be succumbing to the same devil that clutched your country by the throat and now is doing the same to mine.
Very well said and well rehearsed. You got your lines down, Pat.
Think what you want.
I think you're a mental case. I knew someone like you in the Hitler Youth. He used to go around preaching to everyone until he was taken away.
I was taken away too.
What happened to you after they took you away?
I was put on trial and sentenced 10 years of confinement.
For giving us bread?
Yes.
You're lucky they didn't execute you.
Those matters are beyond my control. Right now, I just do my job.
How old are you?
20.
21.
That's nice to know.
You really don't hate me?
No, I really don't hate you. That will not bring my family back.
In Germany, we were taught that all Russians were degenerates and drunks.
In my school, we were taught that all Germans were racist and murderers.
Even though for a long time I had no idea what was going on, then suddenly I saw the light, and from that moment I changed.
I saw the light too. Maybe we both saw the same light.
Yes, maybe. I hope to leave this place alive.
I do too.
Let me look at your hands.
Effie shows hands her hands. He takes her hands in his.
You have soft hands. I like that.
Thank you.
Hands pulls Effie to him. They embrace and kiss.
Now we're friends.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
2 women enter. They are trustees.
What's going on here?
We were just talking.
That looked like more than just talk to me.
We ran into each other by accident. Nothing happened.
You let us be the judge of that.
Let me remind you that this institution is not a social club and that fraternization is strictly prohibited. What is your name?
Ephraimia.
And your name?
Hans?
You are German?
Yes.
Yes, madame.
Yes, madame.
That's better.
So, what were you 2 talking about?
About the food.
What about the food?
How wonderful it is.
Don't lie to us, Kraut. You know the food here stinks, so don't play as fools. So, what were you talking about?
Life.
Life? In here? What life?
The life that is founded on love.
Wait a minute. Are you the religious fanatic we have heard about? The one who goes around praying for everyone?
I don't know.
Girlie, in this place, all the prayers in the world won't get you out of here.
The purpose of prayer is to cleanse the soul.
I'd rather take a nice hot shower. That's cleansing enough for me. What about you, Kraut? You into this religious stuff too?
No, madam.
She wasn't trying to recruit you?
No.
Maybe you were trying to teach us some stuff of your own. You are a rather handsome-looking young man. Maybe you can give me some lessons.
Madam, we were just talking.
The Lord will protect us.
I'm afraid that train left the station a long time ago. We know that because we're the station masters. Now turn around. You are under arrest for consorting with the enemy.
Trustee 1 grabs Effie's arms and places handcuffs on her.
Stop! It wasn't her fault.
As for you, we will deal with you later. Now go about your business. Trustee wanted to drag Effie off the stage. Hans is alone. End of scene 9. Scene 10. Time 4 years later. Place same as scene 6. On stage are Hans, Val, and Wilhelm.
Do you know what day it is today?
I don't know, and I don't care.
We must keep our minds sharp.
We still have minds.
These damn Bolsheviks have taken everything from us.
Except our memory.
I'm not so sure about that.
How long have we been here?
7 damn years. 7 years lost from my life.
Don't lose hope, Power.
What is hope?
Listen to us. We've become philosophers.
What's a philosopher?
Some two-bit know-it-all thinks he knows how people should live.
I just want it out of here. You hear? Out of here! It's my philosophy.
Guys, we're still alive. That's what counts.
If you want to call this living, that damn Hitler. Look what he did to us.
You mean what we did to ourselves?
We were just following orders. Why can't the Bolsheviks accept that?
Because they're following orders too.
Everybody follows orders. Meanwhile, not everybody gets placed in a cage.
Oh, shut up, both of you. You sicken me.
Effie and Trusty wanted to enter.
Ah, my German friends, sorry to interrupt your pleasant conversation, but it is now dinner time.
And to what do we owe the pleasure of your company, madame?
We want to check on the progress you have made in your re-education. The three of you, such splendid examples of Aryan masculinity.
I read somewhere that all you Nazis believe that all us Russians are, what's the word? Untermensch?
We are not Nazis, madam.
Oh, yes you are. No need denying it. I see already that you require more re-education.
We're educated enough, madam. Thank you anyway.
Save us your empty expressions of gratitude. We're here doing our jobs.
Jobs? What are you talking about? You're stuck here too.
Oh no, my dear Nazi friend. We choose to stay here in order to serve the people.
That's right, and the people have assigned us the task of supervising your re-education. Is that not correct? Comrade Ephraim.
Yes, Comrade Trusty, it is correct.
And did we not teach you well during your 1 year in solitary confinement?
Yes, Comrade Trusty, you taught me well.
And you, young man, how goes it?
Madam Trustee, you know I hate it here and that Effie and I did nothing wrong.
Nazi fool! For 4 years you have been spouting that ridiculous lie. Perhaps you need another year at hard labor.
Please let me remind you that we are prisoners of war and have certain rights.
Incorrect. According to Article 194, Section 15, Paragraph 287, Subsection 18, Subparagraph K of the People's Statute governing the prosecution of war crimes, the moment you invaded the Soviet Union, you forfeited your rights.
When will we be released?
When you have repaid your debt.
But we were never convicted of anything.
How do you know?